Welcome to Birdie Golf Club, where I learned to play the game of golf. Do not let that incredible landscape fool you though. This place is treacherous. The course rating and slope rating really belie the difficulty of this place. You have to be straight. Let's hope I can do that today. No handicap, scratch golf, me versus the course. Let's get stuck in. Oh, you're witnessing my warm-up here. Unfortunately, one of the downsides of Birdie is, with all the renovations they did years ago, there's no net, no practice green, no nothing, so we're going in cold as ice. Luckily, it's a generous fairway. That was so heely, but it'll work beautifully. We're off and away. That was entertaining. My hands were shaking so much I was struggling to ping the flag, but I've got 81 yards, that's quite a nice yardage. Add 5 for the cold. No wind to speak of, which is nice, so 84 yards I think is a good number. Long's not great. That's got to sit, surely. It does have to sit. That's a massive bounce. Well, that's dangerous. Wasn't expecting that. Well, we're severely under the pump early. I think the issue was it was downwind, which is unusual. The front nine is normally into the wind, so you live and you learn. I think if I land this on, it'll be slow enough to stop by the hole, but it is all downhill to it. That might go in. Ooh, it's a good job I found my mitts. It did just dribble out, so it's not a tap-in. Well, I'm hoping this is a formality, but there has been a change of grip and technique here, so we'll see if that works out for me today. I've been practicing indoors. Yeah, no problem, end over end. A very strange par, but a par nonetheless. Well, it was nice to see that my short game is in good shape, that's handy. And now we're on to Quarry, which is the signature hole. I mean, it's a fantastic hole. You hit over an old quarry, if the name doesn't suggest that. However, it's not got the best views on the course. They're spectacular, even though it's a little misty today. But lots of good holes to come. 126 is my yardage, and I think it's slightly downwind, so I'm hitting this 120 with my 50 degree. Well, I tried to aim left of it and I've gone about 5 feet left of it. That is absolutely sensational. If I can hit the ball like that all day, we're on to a winner. Now, where's my tee peg? Well, it seems we've quickly gone from iffy to incredible. That was a magnificent iron shot. And what is it, about 7 feet for birdie? This will test the new stroke. I'm really just trying to simplify putting and just rock the shoulders and obviously be more positive. Come on. Well, that was end over end. I think it just wiggled left to right. I don't mind that. If I hit good putts that I've misread, that's one thing. It's the stroke that's an issue. Much safer par that time. I would definitely say for the most part the front nine is a hold on to your hats kind of nine and make you score on the back, especially when the wind is normal, but there isn't really any. This is the hardest hole on the course. Incredibly, excuse me Mr. Crow, it's an incredibly difficult approach, and I don't particularly like this because I want to hit a draw back out with the driver, but I don't want to leave it too far back. So driver just up the left, if I can fade it a bit back to the middle. I don't need to hammer this. Just a little fairway finder would be delightful. That's sublime. I hope I haven't lost my orange tee because that's the only one I have. That went better than I expected. It's obviously early days and I definitely don't want to jinx it, but I feel good. The swing's nice. Just made one mistake on the first, but not again. However, tough hole this, although I've hit a good drive, and the next is tough as well, so one shot at a time. It's about 95 yards front, I think. The rangefinder got me about 8 yards, so 52. short is actually not too bad here. Another lovely swing, good line. Distance looks very good as well. I meant distance, but I'll take it, whatever happens. Told you I shouldn't jinx it. I'm over the green. This is pretty straightforward though, which again, I could have jinxed myself. I'm on a slight upslope, which helps. Must be a bit of bounce and roll out on these greens, which is very unexpected, but I'm quite happy about it. Yeah, just a little more rollout than I thought. Lucky for me, it does look like the mist will disappear soon, that'll help. And this is going to test my putting, which I don't mind, I need it. Nicely done, good pace as well, I like this. Wouldn't have minded a birdie putt, but a solid par on stroke index 1. Before I pulverise my tee shot down the 4th, we all know that golf can be an expensive hobby. My wife tells me that all the time. So when Dossier Perfumes got in touch to send me my 3 favourite fragrances, my number 1 being Woody Sandalwood, inspired by Santal 33, I could not help but be intrigued. It's available now in the UK. Why not smell amazing in 2026 for a fraction of the price tag, so you can spend more of your good earned money on tee times and golf clubs? It's a win for everyone. Speaking of which, look out on the channel for a giveaway coming soon. You'll need to be subscribed, so do that now and like the video if you are enjoying it. Here we go, 4th hole. This looks a touch ominous, but I think I know where I'm going. That is an incredible drive, if I do say so myself. I try to stay humble, but you've got to remember the great shots you hit, and that was one of those. Needless to say, I'm filthy yet again, doesn't take a great deal. 88 yards to the front, slightly downwind I can feel. So I've got my 90 club, expecting a bit of a bounce, and this is usually a temp, so this is great news. And I've only got 1 out of 3 greens in reg, so it's time to at least get myself to 50% here. I should not be missing this green. I hope that's the right distance this time. It's long again. I really need the sun to come out so my rangefinder works. I don't trust my watch even though it's brand new. This is very awkward. Luckily this is a firm green, so if I just get it going I think we might be alright. Luckily I can lift clean and place. That is absolutely magical. I was so worried about that, but it came out brilliantly, so much so I'm going to use the 56 again. I love it that much, just to tap home. Greens in regulation stats are pathetic, but it does help the putting stats. Still level. It's a very good job my short game is good. I would not recommend this style of golf. It's very stressful, but it seems to work at least. Just have to dial in those yardages. I don't know why it's going so far. Anyway, got a couple of tough holes out the way, which is nice. And although this is very steeply uphill, so I'm going to be cream crackered by the time I get to my ball, I can drive the green. Plays about 260, so I've got a chance. Well, I couldn't hit it better. It was very low because of the hill, but it won't be far off, I'll say that much. Well, if I was cold before, I've definitely defrosted now. That is a steep hill. But we have hit a great tee shot. 5 yards right, I was on the green in 1. A little up and down to get under par. That would be wonderful. Oh, that's aggressive. Sit, 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 sit. Right, I watched it carefully, not me best. Well, the game's not perfect, that's for sure. Still got to work hard here for my birdie. It's like 8 feet right to left. Would be good for the putter, but I would have liked to tap in, of course. There's a cheeky little cocker sprinting around and I'm all about it. Stick to the routine. No. Just looked like it was going to drip in on the right and kind of held its line. Truth be told, I think it was a tiny push. Well, I shouldn't be disappointed with a par, and yet I am. That's a very cool and murky backdrop, but I need the sun to come this way. No yardage again aside from the watch, so I have to try and trust it. I think it's about 115 flag, so I've got my 110 club. And this is the home of my first ever hole-in-one. A thinned wedge from the yellow tee behind the camera, smashed the flag en route to about 30 over the green and in. It was about 14. Just leaked it a tiny bit right. Oh, I think I might have the distance correct. Let's go. Birdie putt. Right, so the approach apparently went 118, so we are getting a bit of extra yardage, but it probably pitched 110, which is what I'd expect. And you could probably just see the brighter area sneaking on the right of screen. It's just passing us by. However, another right to lefter for birdie. That won't reach. That was very meek. Bit disappointing. Fell in love with the line, so to speak, and forgot about the pace. All right, tapping 3. Ball was oscillating slightly, but never mind. Still level par. That's 6 in a row. Strangely consistent, actually. Well, it's definitely not overly common to see me make 6 pars in a row. It's usually just complete carnage from start to end, but I'm not exactly complaining. Just hoping for a glut of birdies, ideally. This is quite a tricky hole, actually. It's only 290, which is nice. Nearly drivable, but everything slopes dramatically left to right, and I end up in the jungle on the right quite a lot if I'm not careful. So up the left, like I've been doing, towards the greenside bunker, just let it feed down. Oh, it is a bit of a push. It'll be fine, it's more at the right bunker than the left. I tell you what, it wouldn't have been far away, it was struck well, just a bit pushy. I think if I'd have got the line right, we might have got on the green there, in fact. This isn't too hard. There's a little ridge here, and if I just land it over that, it will definitely reach the hole as far as I'm aware. Massively right bounce, which will help. Can't see it. Think I'm short somehow, unless it went in. We're short. Look at that view, finally. I love how the silhouettes just kind of disappear slowly into the distance. That is incredible. It's nice to see. Didn't think I could come up short. I don't really know how that happened, but I have. Ballsy play, but I haven't grabbed the putter, so let's see if that pays off. That's not going to go in. It's always going left to right. Ah yes, one of those. I'm off back for the putter. Idiot. I'd love to say I'm giving myself testers on purpose, but that would be a lie. This is terrifying. No, it isn't. I'm just going to sweep it home in real time for you all to see. Nothing to it. Just quick routine. I'm right eye dominant, so that's why I have to look straight on. Little forward lean, shoulder rock. Please. What the hell was that? I nearly walked it in, which would have been even more embarrassing. Wow. How did I make bogey there? Answers on a postcard. Well, that was nothing short of criminal, it feels like. What can you do? Move on swiftly, I think. 8th hole, this is a tough one. No real need for driver here because it brings all of the jungle into place. So I've got a 5 iron, just hit to the fat part of the fairway and try and wedge it on. Par's a good score on this hole, although anything could happen here realistically. That was hit beautifully. It's a touch left, but that will open up the green. I have kind of lost it. All right, it's fine, just left edge of the fairway, left semi. Interestingly enough, the rangefinder has started working again, which is lovely considering it has one job. And that said 166 to the flag, and my watch says 165 middle, so it's not a million miles off, so I do not know what was going on before. Also, I can't quite believe this, but we've been playing on a few grass tees. That is unheard of in winter, so huge respect to Baildon for that. And I've got a 7 iron. I'm further back than I wanted. Green would be good here, very, very good. I'm aiming at the bunker. This will draw. Needs to keep going left. Yeah, it was a tiny bit on the chunky side. It's just about crept on. It was actually sublime for line. Well, my friends, this is very good for my green in reg stats. I'm a millimetre on the green, but 22 steps away, which is probably more like 66 feet. So this is going to really test my putting. Oh my goodness. I gave it a right old hit. It's nearly gone in. I've actually reached the hole. We all know that's very surprising by my standards, but it's gone too far. And I'd imagine every golfer on earth has said before, if that had a little less pace, it might have gone in. But it didn't, did it? And it has to be sort of left edge. Has to be. Might be. It is. That's a fantastic stroke. Inside left was the line. Got it. Good par in the end. Not like the bogey on the last. That's a tough hole, especially into the breeze today. 1 over. I have to say, it's amazing to see grass tees in January. That is a real plus. And to be fair, if you'd have said to me I'd be 1 over at the turn, I know I've still got the 9th to play, which is a tricky hole. Can't miss the fairway, that's for sure. I'd probably have taken it. I can definitely make a score on the back 9, and we will. 5 iron here. Gets very narrow up there, so I think 4 iron might just bring that into play. So we're not going to do that. Just a little draw off the right centre. Lovely. Straight down the middle. That's good. Yep. Hopefully about a wedge in, maybe a 9. I do have to say the scorecard and the course rating here at Baildon really don't tell the full picture. It is treacherous at times. It's not long, that's one thing, but you cannot afford to miss the fairway. In summer, it's like you just won't find your ball. It's as simple as that. I've always struggled, as my 6 or 7 handicap will tell you, when I was sort of 16, 17. Right, to the matter at hand. It's 133 flag. Should just be a nice smooth 9 in these conditions, just slightly right of it with a draw. Or straight at it with a draw. I've missed another green. Yep, that's a horrid bounce. Well, that's going to be fun. That was a great shot, just the line was wrong. Well, I can't wait to try and summarise this at the end of the 9, but we do need to get up and down here first to stave off another bogey. This isn't easy. I'm going to have to flop it again, just land it on. It's quite squelchy here, so hopefully I can just slide the club under without any issues. Sort of like that. Not the best bounce as it got on, but that'll be an uphill putt. Oh, that's a good save in the end. Just a slightly squirrely 9 iron from the fairway as usual. 1 over front 9. A lot of time to get this back. Well, that is a tough 9 holes to sum up, I'm not going to lie to you. I felt like I played well. I've definitely jinxed myself early on saying I felt good. That's what happens. 1 over though, not bad at all. I would happily take that, to be honest. I do feel like there's birdies to be had on the back 9 and hope you get to see those. I'm going to have a hole in 1 because nothing else has made sense today. It's a very similar yardage to the last, so I've got the same club 9 iron looking for redemption. Luckily, this hole used to be a lot tougher because there used to be a bunker short right which gobbled up everybody's tee shot. But the green is a nightmare, so let's put it on it, figure that out in a minute. Oh, goodness me, I've got no idea. Oh, it's going in. Terrible shout, but it's an immense tee shot. Well, the sun has finally come out to show me that incredible view, and that's just one of many. And weirdly enough, that 9 iron was almost the identical ball flight to the last. I just started it a little further right, that's all it took. Fine margins, but this is a very, very tricky putt. Straight downhill. It did go right. Why couldn't you trust it, Jonny? To be honest, I would have happily taken a par on the tee box with this being the craziest green on the course, but feels like an opportunity missed. Not to worry, another chance coming up. I definitely can't complain too much because, I mean, this has been fantastic so far. I just cannot believe how much bounce and dry it is, considering how wet it's been. But I was hoping that we were on the top tee box where it's a much more panoramic view down. But this does make it semi-drivable. It's about 300 yards, but everything slopes down to the hole where my ball is hopefully going to land. So this is my chance to make a birdie and get back to level. I feel like I'm playing well, just not quite converting. That is smashed. Probably needs a bounce right, but it won't be a million miles off, I don't think. Well, I must admit, I thought I had half a chance of reaching, but this is a delightful result. On the green in 1, putting for 2, but haven't really looked like holing anything, so plenty of left to right, get the speed right for once, and we'll see. Oh, not got the legs. Was downhill, but maybe uphill at the end, which I forgot about conveniently. However, that my golfing companions is a birdie 3 and takes me back to level and hopefully the start of a special back 9. Here we go then, definitely buoyed by that birdie there. But this is probably the hardest of the remaining holes on the course, so if I can safely negotiate that, I'll be a very happy man. Although most holes on this course can definitely trip you up if you get it slightly wrong, so keep concentrating. Just left of the marker post with a fade. That's amazing. Probably not as much fade as I was expecting, but it'll just be in the left centre of the fairway, maybe left edge. Lovely tee shot. Got 149 playing up about 5. Probably play more like 160, so it's everything I've got with 8. I don't actually mind being short left here. That leaves the easiest shot. Don't want to mess with the pin here and miss it right in the bunker, that's for sure. Well, I've messed with the right side. Yep, straight in the bunker. Haven't been in one, there's hardly any on the course, which is why it's rated so easily, but I found one there. Well, what a mistaketh to maketh. But that is a lovely view. The bunkers look quite nice. I've got a good lie. The bag is marring the view slightly, but never mind. I wouldn't say I'm the most comfortable out of bunkers, but I feel like this is as regulation as it gets. Yes, nicely done. There is no rake. That's interesting. safely done. Not the best played hole, but to come away with a par is a win for me. And a short par 4 coming up. Lovely. I'm going through these green tees like nobody's business today. However, I don't make the rules here, guys. This is normally a drivable par 4. It is now a drivable par 4. But it's 179 slightly into, so I've got a 5 iron. You can chastise me in the comments if you'd like. Bit left again, left edge of the green maybe? I've no idea, we'll all find out together. That's really nice, I have to say, and I'm not just talking about my tee shot, the view as well. I was a bit concerned that I had too much club, but ego has been well and truly dashed. I'm pin high. This for a very, very, very nice 2. It's hard to stomach even for me when it's a less than 200 yard par 4, but it is what it is. Hit the hole. Kinda did. That was quite fast actually. Well, let's put it this way. I didn't want to leave an eagle putt short again, but I really didn't want to do this either, so may have been a slight mistake. Oh man, this game tests you sometimes. Another decent putt, I just did not see it diving left. Well, call it what you will, but it's a par somehow. Truly infuriating scenes. I won't lie to you, that hurt my soul. It just should not have broken that much. I watched it past the hole like a hawk. Anyway, maybe you saw more than I did. Maybe I pulled it. It doesn't feel like it. Into the wind par 4. This is normally downwind, so back 9 maybe not as easy as I first hoped. But it's not a particularly long one. Plays about 360, so good drive here should set me up. Oh, no. Get lucky. Well, lucky in that I haven't gone in the little beck up the right, but that was woeful by my standards. Lofty standards at that. I think it's fair to say I'm a bit disconsolate, but really I shouldn't be. I am level par, so I'm actually playing quite well. I just feel like it could have been so much better, but that sounds like every round of golf ever, to be quite honest. Got away with this to some degree. I think I'm going to have to cut across it and fade it. It's about 143 all told, so I've got 8 iron. Anywhere near or on the green would be fantastic, as this is a wild hack. Oh man, that hurt. I've got it out. Club is in one piece just about. Well, damage was done with that silly tee shot. That's a bit confusing. I thought the red flag meant front. It isn't. It's on the top of a ridge. This is not easy. Have to give it enough to get onto the top. Just give myself a putt. Hope that skids up. It could be pretty nice. We'll see. I can't see. Sumptuous. The golf not so much, but that's great. I've done well here. We've given ourselves a chance at par. Now to convert somehow. Oh, it's got to go. Maybe with a little more pace. Damage done from the tee shot, which is unlike me. 1 over, but gives us the opportunity to battle back towards the end. There are 2 par 5s to come. Just a bit of ego boosting to help me through these last 4. But the last time I played this hole, it was downwind in summer where it was firm. I drove the green and it's 420 yards. That is definitely by a million miles my longest ever drive, helped very much by the conditions. I won't be getting that today, it's into the wind and freezing. That was so much more athletic than the last swing, like a different man. I've managed to find the only flat part of the entire course. I think that's because many moons ago this was one of the greens, long before my time though. And in the distance you can see Hollins Hall at the bottom, and then right in the distance in the murk is the clubhouse at Bradford Golf Club, home of my friend Paul who owns Dream Golf Holidays. Clues in the name there. There's a link in the description for you. 180 playing 160, so a good 7-iron. Keep it right of the flag, everything will feed back. Please be good. I don't think that's going to be a million miles off. Well, as I initially thought, I've come up short. I didn't mean to rhyme there. Not an easy 2-putt, but very doable. A lot of right to left. What a view. What a spectacle. This would be a spectacle if I could hold this. That needs to get going. Fantastic line. Rubbish pace. This is a little bit further away than I thought. I'm hoping it'll be fine. Whoa, that was a nervous moment. Good par on that hole, especially into the wind. 3 to go, par 3 and 2 par 5s. 16th hole, just a short one. It's only playing 114, but don't let that fool you. Danger lurks. You cannot miss left. It's not great right either, but you've got a chance of it rolling down onto the green off the hill. So winds left to right. I'm going straight at it. We need a birdie. That's very nice. I think it might be short again. I can see it, which is worrying. It's definitely not in. Just stunning views everywhere you look. And my shot was pretty good. 2 more yards of carry and I'd have got down this slope and probably been more like 10 feet away. Alas, 25, 30 feet down the hill should help me get it to the hole. What about execution, you ask? I've left it short. Drat. Pretty good putt. Not great percentages on making it from there, so I'll take a tap in. Unusual. The layout of this course means the last 2 holes are the only 2 par 5s. So we are 1 over, a birdie on each of those when we get an under par round, and I would be very happy with that. 2 big holes coming up for me here. It's only 450 yard par 5, so need to take advantage, but it's not an easy tee shot this. But that is absolutely smashed up the left centre. Beautiful. Quite a simple task ahead then. Stick it on the green, 2 putt for birdie, or 1 putt would be even better. It is only 148. I'm on a bit of an upslope, so this should help me launch the 8-iron. Should be the perfect number. That was beautifully struck. I got no draw though. Should hop left. Has hopped left. Here we go then, eagle putt inbound. Realistically 2 putts, but I wouldn't mind dripping it in. I think I've left it short again. Great for line. Every time. Okay, right edge. This for level. 1 to go. Don't get ahead of yourself. A very neatly played hole. 1 to go. Come on. Feels like quite a big moment, this. In the grand scheme of things, not really, but would I like to shoot under par? Of course. Longest hole on the course, not particularly difficult, but it's 500 yards down the hill. Uh-oh. Oh, that's left. I'm going to find it very difficult to go for the green. I might even struggle to find it. I have been very, very fortunate. There's some seriously dodgy lies here, and I've snagged a good one. It's 250 playing 230, so it's going to be a very good hybrid, which is not my favourite club, but we'll make it work. If it lands short, it'll roll up as well, so good contact needed from here. Well, I got good contact. I might just be moving left of the green. Well, I don't want to dramatise it, but the stage is set. Our protagonist needs an up and down to beat the course, or up and down in 3 to a fought and even fight. To be fair, I feel like I don't deserve to beat the course, but I will if I can. Oh. Yeah, the distance was fantastic and we have a chance, just a skosh left. Well, I suppose this for all the marbles. I would love to make this, I really would. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Not my most stellar golf, but yet again I've got it round. I can't complain with whatever happens here, really. We've got it. Nearly talked that out of existence somehow, but what a lovely way to finish, 2 birdies. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you've enjoyed. If you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe, I appreciate it. And we'll see you for next week's vlog. Goodbye.